Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Vinyltreasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live on this June 12, 2025 afternoon show. This is Collector's Corner number 2, show number 2 here, and I kind of tweaked a little bit with the, and I don't know, maybe it's the time of day, but as long as I'm looking okay and it's sounding okay, that is all I am happy with. So welcome to the afternoon show this Thursday, and we're here from 1 to about 3 o'clock. I pulled 30-something records to play tonight, and they're actually, these are flip sides from the Collector's Show, as suggested by Joe Marchesani. He suggested, Johnny G, you played some rare records there. Why don't you flip over some of those records, which I think I did. I added, I think, 3 more to the mix, and I'm honored to have Joe as a listener. I have to tell you that he was one of the pioneers of promoting this great music way back, first back in 1963. With his DJ partner, Tom Luciani. And we opened up on Murray Cat's Scott record label. And it's a subsidiary of Treat Records, some great records on the Treat label. This was Tony Lovejoy and his Joys of Rhythm. And on the last Collector's Show, I featured the flip side of this called Bighorn. And this is a cool tune also, a song called Traffic Jam. I've been in enough traffic jams in my working history. But 1955, Tony Lovejoy and his Joys of Rhythm on the Scott record label, a song entitled Traffic Jam. I didn't change that, Charlene. I left it as Bighorn. But anyway, so we're going to start it off here. I have playing the records by year. And if you are a collector of this music, you will know some of these records. If you are just finding out about this music and you found out about Johnny G's show, you're not going to know many, if not any, of these songs. You may know some of the groups, but you might not know the songs. But all the hardcore collectors will know these tunes. So let's start it off here, the vocal portion, as we open up in Detroit. In 1952, this is the debut single for this group. They were called the Mellow Tones. They recorded for the Lee Tone record label. Now, on the last show, I featured the side called Father Time. Now, the flip side, which I did not put, no, I messed it up. It wasn't Father Time. I don't know what I did, Charlene. What did I play the last time? I don't know if it was. I don't think it was Father Time. But anyway, we're going to hear Father Time. I forget what the flip side of this was. I got to go back and check. My write-up is not correct. 1952, either way. Let's give a listen to the Mellow Tones. The lead singer on this is Jerry Carr. This is the same group that recorded Rosalie on the Fascination record label. Some of you collectors may have it on Gone Records, but this is not an easy record to find out of Detroit. It's Lee Tone Records, 1952, the Mellow Tones, and the song is called Father Time. I don't think I played this. I have to go back and check. Here we go.
I said, no, 20 to 30. If you live right, you can love in the morning and again at night. 30 to 40. If you still live right, if you love in the morning, you want to sleep all night. From 40 to 50, it's every now and then. From 50 to 60, it's God knows when. Well, from 60 to 70, you must decline. You know you all washed up in just in the dark. But I love my baby, but my baby don't love me. She says I'm sorry, Daddy, things ain't what they used to be. Well, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, bye, bye, pretty baby, bye, 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 pretty baby, bye. Baby, I'm leaving you.
Yeah, we open up the vocal portion there with the Mellow Tones. The Mellow Tones from 1952 on the Lee Tone record label. That is Jerry Carr on lead. Song entitled Father Time is the name of the tune. And the last time I think the side that I played was Prayer of Love. I think that's how it went. I wrote this, did the write-up for this show, a number of weeks ago. So I've been away here, so kind of lots of things going on here in the Johnny G household. Let us continue here in 1952. Let's go to New Orleans, Louisiana for the sound of the Shawees. This is another very rare record. They were a nine-member group as they played all their instruments. They just had this one release, came out on Eddie and Leo Mesner's Aladdin record label. They recorded this November 23rd, 1952 at the Cosmo Matas's J&M studio. Now, on the last Collector's show, I featured the side No One to Love Me. This is the flip side. This features Edgar Big Boy Miles on lead. From the Collector Corner here, all these records are Collector Corner records. It's from December of 1952. Let's give a listen to the Shawees. Shawees on Aladdin Records. It's called Early Sunday Morning, the Shawees. That's a great bluesy side out of New Orleans, Louisiana by the Shawees. That is not an easy record to find, at least on a 45 it is not. That's Edgar Big Boy Miles on lead, December 1952 release on Eddie and Leo Mesner's Aladdin Records. Early Sunday Morning is the name of the tune. Johnny G is on Early Sunday Morning on KKSM out of Palomar College. I think 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. They've been airing kind of the archive shows. I have to figure out, I can't connect to my Yahoo website, so I got to call FileZilla. I got everything set up, but it's not, I got to call Yahoo. I have everything connected. I had to transfer a whole bunch of things to this PC, so I have a new PC. It's processing pretty good, I have to say. I'm not... I'm happy about the PC. I am. It's when I lost the power that was the problem, because it changed all my settings from that I worked so hard to work on last Saturday night. But anyway, I'm getting into there. You may hear the AC behind me. It's pretty hot up here, so I have to put the AC on. So you may hear it. I don't know if it's annoying. I shut the mic off here, and but anyway, so I'm working through it. But that was a cool tune on the Aladdin record label. Let us continue here, and when we move into the year 1953 with the Five Willows. This is their hardest record to find on the Allen record label. And the Five Willows, they included Richie Davis, Joseph Martin, Ralph Martin, Tony Middleton, and John Thomas Steele. Now, I played their third release on the Allen record label it was Victor Allen's Allen label, and it's their hardest. It was called There'll Be Bluebirds Over the White Cliffs of Dover. And that side featured Tony Middleton on the lead. But the flip side features Richie Davis on lead. And this song first done, I think Eddie Fisher did this song first back in July of 1953 on the RCA record label. Let's give a spin to this rendition as done by the Five Willows on the Allen label, August 1953. Their rendition of the tune, With These Hands, the Five Willows.
Ba, 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 ba. With these hands, I will cling to you. I'm yours forever and a day. With these hands, I will bring to you a tender love as warm as May. I will sing to you long after stars have lost their glow. And with these hands, I'll provide for you. I will cling to you. I'm yours forever and a day.
these hands, I'll provide for you. Should there be a stormy sea, I'll turn the tide for you. And I'll never, no, I'll never let you go.
There you go. Those are the Five Willows. I got to turn this down here because I had to pull that one up. I hope I'm not messing up these levels here. I'm playing around. Some of the records, some of the records are you got to raise the levels because the grooves are so close together. But anyway, there you go. That is the flip side of There'll Be Bluebirds Over the White Cliffs of Dover, as done by the Five Willows, August 1953, their third release on the Allen label, With These Hands. The Wonders do an excellent cover of that, 1961 or 62, I think, on the Bamboo record label. A nice version by that group from the 60s. Johnny G here on a Thursday. If you're new to the program, just finding out about this program here, then consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It was interesting that I was, when I was looking over in the side there on one of the shelves, I found an old book. This old book. And it's been up here for years and years and years. And I'll show you this side view here. Interesting thing, because you got to remember, these are Johnny G was collecting since I was in the. Let me go to this view here. Okay, so what I would do is I would keep a book of all. These are like receipts of records that I purchased. Okay, it's interesting that the stuff goes way back. And I don't know if anybody knows any of these people. Are they still around? Like, here is one, somebody from Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, the name of does anybody know a Sid and Sharon Voiles out of Charlotte, North Carolina? I bought 2 records from them. I bought the Ivies. What is this? On Brunswick for $7, and I bought the, what is this? I Remember on Baton by the Suburbans. That was $7. Well, maybe that's a lot of money at the time for that record. Let me see. Were there any bargains here on this here? Let me see. Here you go. Anybody know someone by the name of Steve Martin? Steve Martin by Londonderry, New Hampshire. This was back on March 7th of 1983. Let me see if there was anything that was kind of rare here. The Jesters on Cyclone for $4. Let me see what else. Anything expensive here? I don't see anything. Keynotes on Apollo 484 for $3.07. Is that a good price for that record? Here. Oh, wait a minute. Who used to be on Nutmeg Oldies, okay, out of East Hartford, Connecticut? Nutmeg Oldies. I forget the guy's name, but I used to buy from him. And let me see what else I got here. Here, John Tefteller. Well, what do you know? John Tefteller. This was, when was this? This was in June Gold Mine, okay? I paid the Clovers on Atlantic. What's Clovers on Atlantic? $10.60. Paid $6 for that. The Fawns on Apt 25015, $3.24. And the Four Palms on Aladdin, $3.02. The Fabulaires. This was my most expensive record. The Fabulaires on East West, Mint Minus, number 103. I paid $10.01. I guess that was a good price back then for John. Who else? This is for, does anybody remember someone by the name of Harold Metters out of Anniston, Alabama. What did I get from him? I got the some record by the Impressions on Abner for $3.85. The most expensive one was $5.30 for the Marigolds on Excello 2061. Harold Metters. I mean, this is like interesting stuff here. Who is this? Gary M. Leonard out of Newport News, Virginia. I paid a total of $20 for Anthony and the Sophomores, Jackie and the Starlights. I found out too late. That was $3. The Quintones Ding Dong for $3.63. Okay. This is like it's funny. Ripley, $2.11 for the Volcanoes on Arctic. That's a soul record. Let me see. The Dream Lovers on End. What number? End number 1114. Wasn't that a hit? $4 for that. And he had quantity, I think, the DuPonts on Savoy, the Jive Bombers, all $4. And this was back in July 21 of 1983. So there you go. Here, did anybody ever buy from, what is this? Bid sheet for, what is this? Vintage Records. Anybody ever deal with Vintage Records out of Orange, California? You had to, like, mail in your bids. And I wrote all the stuff down. Who is this? This is Bob Flitter. Bob Flitter from Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania. And this was, what did I win by him? Oh, the one record I just played by the Thunderbirds on Saturday night. Paid $8 for that. And $6 for the Desires. And the Desires on Hull 730. So this is interesting. I don't know if I got any very rare records here. This is, here, Deborah A. DeMarco out of Middletown, Rhode Island. And what did I get? Whirling Disc, The Channels. What is number 109 for $7? Interesting things here. Anybody else here? Eddie Richardson. Does anybody know an Eddie Richardson from Memphis, Tennessee? I play the Supremes on Ace. Oh, he had quantity on that. The Supremes on Ace, just for you and I, paid $13.18. He also sold me the Champions for $7.65, and the Chandeliers on Angletone for $13. That was Angletone number. That must have been, is 521 Blueberry Sweet? I guess so. Here's Robert Morrow. Robert J. Morrow out of Sampsonville, New York. And I wonder if these guys are still around. Here's another John Tefteller. Paid, I got the Gassers on cash for $5.56 and the Turks on money for $5.17. And these were Joel Scherzer's, I think. But I kept all this stuff. What is this? What is it? This is, who is this? Bob Morrow. I guess I was buying from him. But anyway, just an interesting thing of, here's John Tefteller. I got the, anything rare here? The Monarchs on Neil, 103 for $7. The Prodigals on Falcon. Wow, that was $12. That might have been a lot then, back then. The Sophomores on Dawn for $3. All this stuff, but I'm just saying. See, I go way back. But anyway, not to digress here. Let us continue here on the Vinyltreasure Show. And we got one more from 1953 as we go out to Los Angeles, California. And my copy of this lists the Metronomes. And the majority of the copies of this came out as Gene Moore and the Metronomes, but I don't think that came out on a single as that way. And I compared my copy, because I wasn't sure about this as being an original, but in talking to Reed King, he has a copy of this, but it's different than my copy in the Dead Wax. So this, I think, is is a true first press on this. Now, Gene Moore is not the lead singer. Well, I should say Gene is not the lead singer's real name, I should say. His real name is Kenneth L. Shaw, and he wrote both sides of this disc. The last time I featured the side called That's Bad. This is the flip side. This is on Art Roop's specialty record label. And this is from August of 1953. Let's give it a spin here. The Metronomes on specialty. It's called She's Gone. This is a rare 45 collector's corner here on a Thursday afternoon.
Well, it's gone and started raining, raining on my back door. Hey, Lord and Mama, gone and started raining. It's gone and started raining, baby, raining on my back door. Hey, Lord and Mama, gone and started raining. My baby's voice come echoing back. I don't want you no more. Hey, Lord and Mama, don't want you no more. I cried. What did I do, baby, to commit this sin? Hey, Lord and Mama keeps on the sin. I cried. Square, biting off my nails and pulling out my hair. Oh, come back, baby. Give me one more chance. Hey, Lord and Mama, give me one more chance. I'll prove to you, baby, I'm true to our man. Hey, Lord and Mama, to our romance. She's gone and she won't be back. Hey, Lord and Mama, the little girl, you know, she's gone. Please, baby, and she won't please don't walk out that door. Hey, Lord and Mama, please don't leave me. That little girl's gone.
Yeah, rare 45s here for a Thursday afternoon. That's the sound of the Metronomes. Metronomes from August 1953. On Art Roop's specialty record label, "She's Gone" is the name of the tune. All the sides in the early 1950s, they were kind of leaning on they were either upbeat, cool dancing tunes, or they were slow bluesy ballads like that. But especially down south too, by the way. But anyway, that is a rare 45. Let's move into 1954 now with this group from Roxbury, Massachusetts. Featured their second release on Eddie Heller's Riviera record label, and their rendition of the tune "Since I Fell for You," which featured Teddy Santo on lead. The flip side features the baritone of the group, Wallace Rose, on lead. This is their second of two for Riviera Records. The group is called The Love Notes, and this is the same group, I think, that recorded for the Imperial record label. I don't have that 45 nor 78, but anyway, looking for that. October 1954, The Love Notes on Riviera. It's called Don't Be No Fool. The Love Notes.
Don't be no fool see. If you're as warm as all you can feel. Well, if you're as warm, baby, as I know you can be.
There you go, October 1954 release there for the Love Notes. That side that Tony Barcia mentions, this side never gets played. They're always playing Since I Fell for You. But that's a great side there, I have to say. Wallace Rose on lead. They're second of two on the Riviera record label. Don't Be No Fool. I don't know if that is right, but anyway, the record sounded great. It was Spence sold me that 45, I have to say. And Spence did sell me a lot of rare records when he was dealing with Johnny G. I miss Spence a lot, I do. Such a nice guy to me, I have to say. But let us continue here. One more out of the 1954 block. It's a group out of Pasadena, California. This release kicked off Ned Hertzman's and Gordon Wolf's Kicks Records, and I'm talking about the Squires. Now, on the last Thursday show, I featured their side called The Dream Come True. This was the flip side. It's a jump. Tune written by Chester Pipkin. It features Lee Goudot. He is the lead singer on this from October 1954. I think this was reissued, I think, wasn't it? On another label, I think. But these are the Squires. This is an original on the Kicks label. Jerry Diaz sold me this 45. The Squires on Kicks. It's called Lucy Lou.
Well, I met an ugly woman, she looked like a crocus sack. Well, I met an ugly woman, she looked like a crocus sack. She lived in the city in a one-room country shack. Well, the first time you see her, she scares the life out of you. Well, the first time you see her, she scares the life out of you. She's a big fat woman and her name is Lucy Lou. She's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. She look like death and she's twice as mean. Lucy Lou. She's a big fat woman and her name is Lucy Lou. Town. Need to take her somewhere and bury her in the ground. Lucy Lou. She's a big fat woman and her name is Lucy Lou. Oh, where did she come from? How did she get to this place? Oh, where did she come from? How did she get to this place? Woman is the one she must came from outer space.
Yeah, that's a cool jump there, I have to say. The Squires there. Squires Lee Goudot. He's the lead singer, October 1954. That kicked off the Kicks record label. A song entitled Lucy Lou, and Frank Gingaro mentioned on the Allied label. Yes, I have that 45 also. I had that before I got this 45. Anyway, Johnny G here on a Thursday afternoon. If you are just finding out about this program, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. The crowd has been growing. This is the second show of the week. I was on last night. It was interesting because I got through till midnight before they kind of shut me down, but then it came back. And you know, the last record I played, it messed. I never should have played the Dionne Warwick record, Walk On By, because they said that that record cannot be heard at all. So I had to remove it. And the sad thing is, I lose the chat. So sometimes I miss a lot what happens in the chat room. So I go back and check, you know, for requests and whatnot. But unfortunately, it erased it. But it normally doesn't shut me down on these 50s shows that I do. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but let us continue here. And let's move into the year 1955 now with this group out of New Orleans, Louisiana. They recorded for Lou Chudd's Imperial record label, first as the Pelicans, okay, with songs like Chimes, back with Ain't Gonna Do It. With their next release, they would change their name to The Kids, and they recorded 4 songs on August 20th, 1954. Now, in the last Thursday show, I featured the side, Are You Forgetting Me? But let's give a listen to the flip side here. When they, let me see. When they recorded this originally, they wanted the tune to read Drunken Mabel, but they figured that was way too harsh. We have to change that. We can't put that out. So they changed the title to Drunk, Drunk, Drunk. Let's go to February 1955. Give a listen to The Kids. The Kids on Imperial. Their tune is called Drunk, 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 for all the drinkers out there. She's a nicotine fiend. Okay, there you go. That was The Kids there. February 1955 release there on the Imperial record label. That's the flip side of a great ballad, Are You Forgetting? That side called Drunk, Drunk, Drunk was supposed to be Drunken Mabel, but they said we can't do that. That's not going to be That's not going to be good. But anyway, there you go. Imperial would release their final release on the Post record label in September of 55. That was a subsidiary, Post Records subsidiary of Imperial Records. That was one of the records that Spence picked up for me at the Allentown show when I was busy doing my programs here and I couldn't go. He said, Johnny, can I come over? It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and he brought over a bunch of singles, and that was one of the singles. Anyway, Johnny G here on a Thursday. Thank you all for being here. Give me a thumbs up if you dig what you're hearing, as I don't know what I'm going to do next week, but I'm going to tell you, though, on June 26th, Bill Obe will be my in-studio guest here, and he will be sitting right here at the guest table back here. This is the guest table. It'll be I got to get that PC out of there. But Bill will be here. You'll be able also to see him. I'm going to get a dual shot too. He's going to be doing Gospel Special number 4. That's going to be on June 26th. He will do that, and you'll be able to see him here. I'll just move this down, and you'll be able to see we'll both be in the shot here. But looking forward to have Bill Obe here in the studio with his Gospel Special number 4. And he will be back again on another time for another interesting show. So stay tuned for that. Guests here on the Vinyltreasure show. Let us continue here, and let's move into the 1955. Let's go to Memphis, Tennessee now with this group. They were also out of, I'm sorry, I messed that up. This is on Sam Phillips' legendary Sun record label, and I'm talking about the Five Tinos. Now, they recorded 8 tracks for Sun's studio in May 26th of 1955, and this was the only release. I have to thank Bill Obe for the other releases on Sun. I think I have featured a couple here on the program. Actually, they were requests, but those other releases came out in the 1980s. But last week, or I should say on the last show, I featured Don't Do That. That's a side that rarely gets played. This is the side that gets played. And this was a record, I ended up getting this record, I guess, at a steal. I usually don't like people to send me I like to receive records open, and I guess a lot of dealers that I would deal with, because they trusted me, they would send me the record open. But, you got to let me know that you're sending me a record. So I get this record in the mail from Jerry Diaz. I'm like, oh, what is this? So I open it up, and it's this record, and it's like, I think he wanted $2,800 at the time. I said, Jerry, I can't take this record right now for $2,800. I would like it. He goes, well, return it back to me. I said, now I have to return it. I got to go to the post office. I got to insure it. He says, don't worry, John, I'll make up for it. So 2 weeks go by, and he calls me back, and he says to me, he goes, Johnny, look, I have too much money invested in this record. I want to get my money back. Can I make at least $100 on the record? So I said, okay. I said, well, listen, maybe maybe I wasn't working at the time. I was in between jobs. So he says, okay, how about $1,100? So I said, well, that seems like a fair price for this record. So, okay, you can send it to me. And I think I talked to Eddie Estrada about this, about where he picked this up. And he said, Jerry paid too much money, and he's trying to make a quick turnaround. Kind of like what Greg used to do, Greg Surik. But anyway, so he had too much invested in the record and needed the money. So listen, it wasn't that I wanted the record, because it was on my want list, but I just couldn't. I made arrangements to have the money. So that's what I did. But anyway, let's give a listen to the flip side here. June 1955. These are the Five Tinos. And, of course, this group would evolve into the Esquires on the Hypo record label. I have featured both sides of that single here, I think, on the Saturday Night Vinyltreasure. I could have played it on this show, too. That that is a collector's corner record if you ever saw one. But the group also recorded as the Tinos on Fred Foster's dub label. I think that was in the fall of 1957, but this is prior. This is June of 1955. These are the Five Tinos. Yes, Big Dave with a 78 needle on Sun Records. It's called Sitting by My Window. The Five Tinos. Here we go. Here we go, and we switch.
As I sat here by my window and gazed into the sky, I thought about my baby and how she made she treated me like a prisoner, although I didn't care. I'm still waiting for my baby. While I send out this prayer. As I sat by my window, you know, my heart began to bleed. I pray that you'll return to me, because I still love her so. If I ever get her back again, I'll never let her go. As I sat by my window, you know, my heart began to bleed. I pray that you will return to me, because I still love her so. If I ever get her back again, I'll never let her
There you go. That's from the all these are from the Collector's Corner. I have to tell you, they are the Five Tinos there. That's actually a great ballad, I have to say. It is June 1955 on the Sam Phillips Sun record label. Sitting by My Window is the name of the tune. Johnny G here on a Thursday. Thank you all for being here. Hope you're digging on the cool tunes here as we continue here. And I added a couple records, maybe 2 or 3 records to this flip side from records of that I played on the last Thursday show. And this is one of them as we go to Jerry Winston's Onyx record label for this quintet out of Harlem, New York. And they included someone that the group didn't remember when they were interviewed, or when the somebody did an interview with them. Someone named Charlie, who was the first tenor of the group. Lloyd Lomolino, he was the baritone. Ronnie Rocco Mack, second tenor. Robert Babe Stowers was the bass, and this features 14-year-old June Bateman on lead. Collectively, they were known as the Marquis. Now, June, she was originally from Schulenburg, I think that's how you say it, Schulenburg, Texas, but she relocated to Harlem, New York at a young age. This was Sammy Lowe and the orchestra on Jerry Winston's Onyx Records. I really do. This was at one time my most desired record. I have to thank Spence for selling this to me. November 1955. Let's give a listen to the Marquis on Onyx. It's called Bohemian Daddy, the Marquis. Yeah, that's the great sound of the Marquis. Marquis on Jerry Winston's Onyx record label from November of 1956, the Marquis with the tune Bohemian Daddy. Now, you know what was supposed to happen with that record. So, this copy doesn't play bad. I mean, it's not mint, I would say. So when the late George Tomkins, when I used to talk to George just about every other day. He would call me, and I would go. He was living in Congers, New York, over in Rockland County, so he was really close to me. So I'd go close in vicinity. So I'd go and talk with him. And he sold all his records, and he was like, "Johnny, I wish I knew you back then, and because I would have sold you all my records." I was like, "Well, anyway, listen, things happen the way they do. What could I say?" But he said that Johnny, Bill Shabilsky is he wants to sell his records. So, and I talked to Bill from time to time, and I told him you were going to call him. So I called Bill Shabilsky. I think he was in Chicago, at his daughter. I think it was something there. And he was going to come back here to New York. And I told him, I said to him, he told me, I said, Bill, I know you have Bohemian Daddy by the Marquis. Do you have a nice mint copy of that? So he told me that he did, because I remembered that when he used to fill in for the Time Capsule show or for the R&B Review, I think at the time he was doing the Polka Party, but he goes way back to the Polka Party was a big show on FUV. So he said, "Johnny, I have that record and others." And George was telling me, well, Johnny, he played his records a lot, so they may be worn out, even though he says they're mint. I said, well, look, I want to look anyway. So I told him, he said, what do you want to give me for the record? So I says, well, I don't know. I said, would you sell it to me for $3,000? So he said to me that he would, but it just never materialized because he passed away, unfortunately. So that was a very sad thing. But it's interesting how things turn out at the end, I have to say, because it would have been great to meet Bill Shabilsky, number one, because I always used to like his fill-ins when he would come in. I think it was the R&B Review, and he always played, and it was great hearing his talking about the records, on where he picked them up, and his travels and all that with Tom and Joe and all that. It was all interesting to me, and it's interesting to record collectors to say. But I wasn't scheduled to play the flip side, but I like the flip side, so we're going to do that. We're going to flip the 45 over. Okay, let's flip it over here. Because it is a great B-side. These are the Marquees from November 1956 on Jerry Winston's Onyx Records. This is the flip side of Bohemian Daddy, again, with 14-year-old June Bateman on lead. It's called Hope He's True. These are the Marquees.
Ooh, ling a ling a ling a ling ling ling, ling a ling a ling a ling ling ling, ling a ling a ling a ling ling ling, ling a ling a ling a ling ling, whoa whoa whoa. Maybe I found the boy of my dreams. Hope he is true. He's such a fine thing. Love him so.
Yeah, we'll send that one out to Karen Efron and Frank Chingaro in our YouTube chat. And that's a great two-sided 45, I have to say. November 1956. What did I say, 56? Yeah, 56. The Marquees. That's June Bateman on lead. We played the A and B side on the Onyx record label. That was Hope He's True, the flip side of Bohemian Daddy. I had it on the Relic. I think it was even on Yellow Wax, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But I had it on Relic Records for years and years and years. And Spence actually had another copy of it, but it was horrible. It was whipped. It was worn out, and they wanted a lot more than he charged me for this one, so I don't know how that worked. Johnny G here on a Thursday. Our second show of the week. I'll be back on Saturday night at 9 p.m. for your requests, 9 to midnight on YouTube, also on Oldies and More Radio, and hopefully the broadcast is coming in loud and clear as we continue in 1956. These are all flip sides. Now, on the last Thursday show, I featured this group from Asbury Park, New Jersey. They were called the Ray Dots. Played the intended A-side of their debut single. It was called I Need Someone. And let's give a listen to the B-side of the 45. Again, John Cummins says, Johnny G, do not apologize for your conditions. Well, you know, I try to get the records in the best condition I can. And Greg Zurich was similar to that because he would see the records all the time and he would upgrade. And I'm talking about his rare records. So, but you don't find this record often. And I made a mistake because I saw his copy in the collection and I should have taken it. But I already had a big pile of stuff. But I should have taken his. He had a decent copy of the record, so I'm apologizing in advance, John. From 1956, let's give a listen to the Ray Dots. The Ray Dots on the Vibro label, and this side is called, it's a girl's name, it's called Lula. The Ray Dots.
Lula, come let me hug you, won't you, Lula? You know I love you, don't you, Lula? I got to have you for my own. You walk with such a fancy motion, you talk, and I get fancy notion, that's why I got to have you for my own. Look pretty for the people who love you. Let them all say you're fine. Let them see you walk. Let them hear you talk. Let them know that you are mine. Lula, your kiss is full of fire, Lula. You fill me with desire, Lula. I got to have you for my own. You are mine, Lula. I hope you hear my plea, Lula. Your love is all I need, Lula. I got to have you for my own. I got to have you for my own. I got to have you for my own.
Yeah, Johnny G getting caught here. Let me make sure this is lined up. Okay, there you go. So that got better as it went on, but I'm telling you, that record is, and again, for Greg to have that in his collection, he ended up getting a better copy. But I never saw the record before, I have to say. 1956, they're called the Ray Dots. It's on Vibro Records. It's called Lula. Now, this group would later become the V8s. With releases on the Vibro, and I think they have that song My Heart on ABC Paramount Records. A song called My Heart, that came out in December of 1960, and they had 3 on the Vibro label. One is a really good record. I forget the name of it, but anyway, Johnny G here on a Thursday. Let us continue here. We are in the 1956 block, and we go to Chicago now to Eli Toscano's Cobra record label. This is the only release for this group. They're called The Clouds, and I played the side on the last Thursday show called Rock and Roll Boogie, but the flip side is written by group member Al Butler, and it features Sherrard Jones on lead. Let's go to August of 1956 now for The Clouds on the Cobra label. The song is called I Do. The Clouds.
do, I do, I do, I do love you. And when you say you love me so, that's when I won't let you go. Oh, when you say that you love me too, I do, I do, I do, I do love you. Time again, and you say you need me too. Yes, you do. If your love is true, then I know you love me too. And when you say you love me so, that's when I won't let you go. 'Cause when you say that you love me too, I do, I do, I do, I do love you. You do, you know
Yeah, they're out of Chicago, Illinois. Those are the Clouds. The Clouds on the Cobra label. That's Cobra 5001. The second overall release on Eli Toscano's Cobra label. August 1956 release, I Do is the name of the tune. Let us continue here. And one more out of the year 1956. And let's go out to Los Angeles, California for this one. Another rare 45 on Middletone Records. They're called the Cardells, and they had one single on Emmanuel Middleton's Middletone label, featured the side Helen on the last Thursday show, featured William Gardner on lead, and he wrote that song. He also wrote the flip side of the record, but it features a different lead. His name is Charles Bearden, and this one released in August of 1956. Let's give a listen to the Cardells. It's on Middletone Records. The tune is called Lovely Girl, the Cardells. those sounds of California here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. They're called the Cardells. Their only release came out on the Middle Tone record label, August 1956. Lovely Girl is the name of the tune. The other side, yes, Tony Barcia is great too. Helen, I featured that on the last Thursday show. And this side features Charles Bearden on lead. And this was an upgrade for me. Spence had a nice copy of this, and he sold my lesser copy, got me good money for it. I don't know who he sold it to, but I've upgraded quite a few records with Spence back in the day, and I still have duplicates of a bunch of records here. So you should send me your list if you're looking for certain records, and they're not all in bad shape either, but I've picked them up through the years. Let us continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We go into 1957, but let's stay in California for this label called Norwood Records, as on the last Thursday show featured the Ivory Tones and their tune called Little Fool. The flip is the flip side here, written by Julie Stein and Sammy Kahn. Now, Joe Stafford had a hit with this tune back in 1946. Frank Sinatra and Vaughn Monroe, I think, also recorded this, plus others. But let's give a spin to this version as done by the Ivory Tones, September 1957. The Ivory Tones on Norwood, and their rendition of the tune, Things We Did Last Summer. The Ivory Tones.
The boat rides we would take, the moonlight on the lake, the way we hummed and danced our favorite tune. The things we did last summer, I'll remember all winter long. The midway and the fun, the Cupid dolls I won, the bell I rang to prove that I was strong. Oh, oh, the things we did last summer, I'll remember all winter long. The early morning hikes, the rented tandem bikes, the lunches that we used to pack. We never could explain that sudden summer rain, the looks we got when we got back. Oh, the leaves begin to fade like promises we made. How could a love that seemed so right go wrong, baby? The things we did last summer, I'll remember all winter long. Like promises we made, how could a love that seemed so right go wrong? Oh, oh, the things we did last summer, I'll remember all winter long.
Yeah, September 1957 release there for the Ivory Tones. That is a California label, Karen Efron, so I don't know exactly where they're from. I would guess Los Angeles, but it could be anywhere. Norwood Records is the name of the tune. I didn't see anything in the Galen Gart book. You know, Johnny G has a bunch of source books here that I use to try to date and research some of these things. Not everything is correct on the internet, so I tell Charlene that all the time. But this is their rendition of the tune. Things We Did Last Summer is the name of the tune. Johnny G here on a Thursday afternoon. Thank you all. Please give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying what you're hearing here. I'll be back next Thursday, and then the Thursday after that, we'll have a special guest in studio, Bill Obe. I'll put the promo up on the YouTube wall so you can check that out. Bill will be here, and many people are in anticipation of Bill to be here in the studios as we continue here in 1957. Now, on last week's, I should say a couple weeks ago, on the afternoon show, featured this single on the Chatham record label, which was located at 164 East 56th Street in New York City. It played the A-side, a song called Teenage Sweetheart. Now, I found some info on this, as the copyright info shows that it was filed September 24th of 1957, so more than likely this 45 issued sometime in the fall of 57, I would say, as the Champs. And then it was re-released probably in 58 as the Mystics, but a shorter version, probably because of the Champs on Challenge, they would have to change their name. And I found multiple names registered under the copyright, and to me, they appear to be members of this group. So I am going out on a limb with logical reasoning and saying that this group consisted of Alan Stowe, Jimmy Morris, Mona Kessler, and Nancy Steele. It just makes sense that they registered this song, and or I should say both sides, but this is the B-side of the 45. It's from the fall of 1957. Everybody plays Teenage Sweetheart by the Champs or by the Mystics. Of course, it's styrene. You know Johnny G's feelings about styrene 45s. And my label is missing on the flip side. I kept on asking Greg. I said, Greg, let me make a copy of your label so I could at least stick it on or keep it here, but it just never materialized. But anyway, we can listen, we can see this side, the B-side, the Champs here on the Chatham record label, and the tune, an interesting title. It's called Rockin' Yodel. These are the Champs from 1957.
You know I've been around the world, but I never seen a girl like you. You see, I've been around the world, but I never seen a girl like you. You know I've been around the world, oh, I've been around the world, but I never seen a girl like you. You see, now I got a nickel and you got a dime. Let's get together and buy some wine. When you get married and have those twins, don't come to me for your safety pins. Papa do 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 Roses are red and violets are blue. If I had your face, I would join the zoo. So when you get married and have those twins, don't come to me for your safety pins. Papa do Papa do Papa do Papa do
There you go. I bet you never heard that tune before. They're called the Champs. That's the first release of that record on the Chatham record label, the fall of 1957, I'm going to say, for that release. Rockin' Yodel is the name of the tune. How many songs have yodel in the title? Believe me, there are a number of them there that have it. Johnny G here on a Thursday. Hope you're digging on this show. This is a collector type show, and I'm sure the average listener doesn't know any of these records. Only the collectors that are in my chat room and will tune in on the archive will know many of these songs and many of these groups. And let us continue here. Here's a rare tune out of California. This is on Don Barksdale's Jody record label, which is out of Oakland, California. He also owned the Rhythm label, but I featured this group from Pittsburgh, California on the last Thursday show that I did. They were called the Marcells with their tune called Betty Lou, and it featured Carlton Brown on lead. Now, the flip side, the group, the Marcells, is backing up this singer by the name of Bob Jeffries, and this one here is from 1958. Greg Surik sold me this 45. I don't know, don't ask me where he found another copy because he had this in his collection. He sold me this copy. Bob Jeffries and the Marcells. It's on the Jody record label out of Oakland, California. The song is called Take Me Back, as we take you back to the year 1958 here on the Vinyltreasure Show.
Darling, I love you. Take me back in your heart where I belong. Give me one more chance to prove I love you. Oh, I want you. I need you. Honest, I do.
Well, I don't know what's in that thing. That's just some of these. Some of the Oakland presses are not the cleanest sounding presses for some reason. I don't know what it is. Reed was going to look into that as far as some of those pressing plants, but some of them are not good, I will tell you that much. But that's the best part of the record is the end, I have to say. 1958 release there. That is the Marcells backing up Bob Jeffries. It's on Don Barksdale's Jody Records out of Oakland, California. Take Me Back is the name of the tune. Johnny G trying to take you back to these uncommon 45s. These records really really are not easy to find, and took me years and years and years to find many of these. It's just a long time. It's a career of collecting for your host, Johnny G. So thank you all for being here. I hope you are enjoying the show. You don't hear these often. I guess if I was to do a collector's special, this is the show. I could probably do this all the time, but I like to get requests from the listeners. I think it's good, and I get big crowds that have been coming in now. The Soul Show has really been expanding, and we're going to even have more when Bill Olb is here with his gospel special. So mark that down on your calendars. June 26th, he'll be sitting in the chair back here with Johnny G on June 26th. But let us continue here with the Collector's Corner show. And I know many people want me to do these from time to time. We will. I'll get back to the 78 soon enough. But I got to put together the shows. Let us continue. And we are in Baltimore, Maryland now with this girl group. The only thing I'm sorry I didn't do is upgrade this record when I had the chance to do it, because it truly is a rare record, this girl group called the Marlettes. I featured side 1 on the Halfum record label called Just the Way You Are. But listen closely to the flip side of this record, because it might remind you of a song that the Flamingos did. And yes, Tony Barcia, this group did record as the Antoinettes for the RCA record label, and but they were first known as the Marlettes. 1958, the Marlettes on Halfum. We'll send it out to Bob Cruz. Any luck on the Halfum singles, Bob? Email Johnny G. The Marlettes with Only Memories. Yeah, call the lawyers on that one there, sounding like Golden Teardrops of the Flamingos tune. Very much so like that. Again, like I said, I should have taken the copy when I had a chance to do it. I know Spence could have definitely sold this copy for me, but that's a great two-sided 45. We'll send it out to Karen Efron in our YouTube chat room. The Marlettes there, the Marlettes. 1958, that is Only Memories, came out on the Halfum record label. And this group would also, I think they would sell two masters to RCA, or they leased them, and they put out a record, Johnny, as the Antoinettes, and the other side I think was called Kill It. But it was that group. And anyway, they're out of Baltimore, Maryland. Let us continue here in 1958. And on the previous Thursday show, I featured this group called The Clicks. And I don't know if they are all the Sentimentals, which was a group out of Newark, New Jersey that recorded for the Minute record label. But the lead singer of the group sure sounds like the lead of the Sentimentals. His name was Sylvester Jackson. I played the intended A-side of this ultra rare 45 called Only One Love. The B-side appears to be a takeoff of the group's debut single, which was issued originally on Mint Records. Checker would pick it up in August of 1957. The song was called Teeny Teenager. This one is very similar to that title. It's called Teeny Weeny, which, by the way, was Barbara's cat's name. She called her cat Teeny Weeny. But both sides of this disc written by Alfred J. Gatewood. And this is also his label, Gatewood, the Gatewood record label. This is a rare 45 from 1958. Let's give a listen to The Clicks. The Clicks on Gatewood. It's called Teeny Weeny.
La 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 la.
There you go. Sounds of 1958 here on the Vinyltreasure Show. The Clicks there. Clicks on Alfred J. Gatewood's Gatewood record label, a very rare 45 by the Clicks called Teeny Weeny. That was Greg brought that over to the house one night, and I was like, where'd you get this record? I never saw it before. So he sold it to me. It wasn't cheap, I will tell you that much. As we continue here, we are in the 1958 block, and we continue with the Collector Corner flip side. On the last show, I featured Phil Johnson and the Duvals with their second release on Irving Litkey's Kellett Records. The song was called Lie to My Heart, which was actually the intended B-side of this 45. Now, the A-side is by the the orchestra that backed the Duvals is Floyd Williams and his orchestra. Now, this tune written by Floyd, mostly instrumental, but there is some group that comes in the background. Maybe they are the Duvals, I don't know, but I don't know if this is ever played on any of the shows, but we're going to play it here. I'm sure many of you hearing some of these records for the first time. Tony Barcia is on some of these. Let's go to July of 1958. This is Floyd Williams and his orchestra. This is the flip side of that Phil Johnson and the Duvals, I Lie to My Heart. This tune is called What We All Need, Money in the Bank. This is on Kellett Records.
I'll keep my money in the bank. My money in the bank. Keep my money in the bank. Money in the bank.
There you go. I bet you never heard that tune before. That's Floyd Williams and his orchestra, and somebody saying, keep your money in the bank. I don't know about that. You can probably invest it in other things to get you a better return. That's what Johnny G does, I'll tell you that much. July 1958. That's the flip side of I Lie to My Heart by Phil Johnson and the Duvals. It's on the Kellett record label. That's Irvin Litkey's Kellett Records, Money in the Bank. Let us continue here in the 1958 block with another flip side. This is on the Vell record label, which was out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The group is out of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. They were known as the Veltones. It featured the ballad side of this 45 on the last show. Broken Heart was the name of the tune. The flip is a jump. It features Willie Glenn on lead from 1958. Another rare 45. The Veltones on Vell. It's called Please Say You'll Be True. The Veltones.
I see
There you go. That's a rare 45 out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Veltones is the name of the 1958 release. Please Say You'll Be True is the name of that one. That's on Vel Records. How appropriate. The Veltones on the Vel label. Flip side of excellent ballad called Broken Heart. We are in the 1958 block. And this is the hardest 45 you can find by this group out of Newark, New Jersey. They were called the Four Lovers, and at this time, the group included Nick DeVito, Thomas DeVito, Henry Majowski, I guess that's how you say that, and lead singer Frank Castelluccio, a.k.a. Frankie Tyler, a.k.a. Frankie Valli. And this was their only release on the Epic record label. On the last Thursday night show, I featured the side called My Life for Your Love. But they recorded both sides of this 45 on October 14th of 1957. They released this in February of 1958. This was in their debunked, or I should say what, their retired file. I used to work for Sony Music. It was Sony BMG at the time, the joint venture. And I would go and try. I was like, can I go check your record library? And Brian said to me, I don't know, Johnny. I did know the lady that kept the records over in New York City down in the basement. I said, do they have file copies in the basement? And he said they did have file copies in the basement. I said, well, can I get in there? You're talking about all the epics and the... I mean, do they have the 78s too? I doubt it. Maybe they chucked those because they never used to want to keep all that old stuff. And the people that work there, they don't know anything about the records. As well, when Bill comes here on one of his things, we'll talk about it, because a lot of these records that were reissued later on CDs and compilation LPs, they're not the same cut. So they had people there trying to go get these masters. They didn't know which one was the right one to pick, so they would pick some kind of alternate take to put it out. And sometimes you could hear it on the oldie stations, mainly on Sirius XM. You can hear that they said, that's not the version I remember. Some people, even when I play the records on Saturday night, they say, I don't know that version. I said, well, it's a real record. That's the one that was issued. Sometimes they would issue, between the 78 and the 45, they would have, different versions for those. But I don't know, maybe the mistakes, at the pressing plant on when they, put the master tape there and record and however they make those plates for the pressings. But anyway, I looked this one up and I was like, well, do you have copies of this record down in the basement? Because I'd like to get a promo copy of this, because Greg sold me this 45. So I featured the last time My Life for Your Love. Let's give a listen to the flip. I don't even know if anybody's ever played this side before, but we're going to give it a spin here. February 1958, The Four Lovers with Frankie Valli on lead on the Epic label. The song is called Pucker Up. These are the Four Lovers. Here you go as I switch you.
Come on, lover, pucker up. Boy, give me another. No kiss will be a waste. Coming from you. Gee, you've got lips that taste like a honeydew. Come on, lover, pucker up. Boy, give me another. I can hardly wait until you're in my arms to feel the thrills and chills of your sweet charms. Words just can't express my feelings over happiness. I can't help it but the things you do makes me sure that I'm in love with you. Come on, lover, pucker up. Boy, give me another. These lips will never kiss no one but yours. 'Cause with each kiss you give, I sure that I'm in love with you. Come on, lover, pucker up. Boy, give me another. These lips will never kiss no one but yours. 'Cause with each kiss you get, just to love you more. Come on, lover, pucker up. Boy.
On the Collector's Corner Show, Part 2, the sound of the Four Lovers. That's Frankie Valli on lead with the Four Lovers. That's the flip side of My Life for Your Love. It released in February of 1958. It's on Epic Records. Pucker Up is the name of the tune. I think Greg ended up getting a DJ copy of that, and he sold me the stock. It's got to be harder, the stock copy, but I would prefer a vinyl promo of this, I have to say. But anyway, it's all right. Let us continue here. Let's move into 1959 now with this group out of Indianapolis, Indiana. They are known as the Candlelighters. Played the intended B-side of this 45. Was their only release on Red Wortham's Delta Records. And the side I featured on the last show was Would You Do the Same for Me? But this is the intended A-side. It's a jump from 1959. The Candlelighters on the Delta label. It's called At it doesn't even say the. It says At Soda Shop. The Candlelighters.
Oh, baby, get your head, come on and get your coat. Ooh, baby, let's go to the soda shop. To the soda shop. At the soda shop, baby, everything will be alright. We'll take a taxi, we won't walk. When we get there, we'll have a ball at the soda shop. At the soda shop. At the soda shop, baby, everything will be alright. Well, call your friends on the telephone. Tell Paul Bob to bring the girls along to the soda shop. To the soda shop. At the soda shop, baby, everything will be alright. Well, call your friends on the telephone. Tell Paul Bob to bring the girls along to the soda shop. To the soda shop. At the soda shop, baby, everything will be alright. Yeah, 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 soda shop, baby. Come on. Let's have a party.
At the soda shop.
There you go. That's the sound of the Candlelighters. Candlelighters there on the Delta record label. They said At the Soda Shop. They left the out of the title, so they messed that up. 1959, the Candlelighters with At the Soda Shop. Let us continue here. And story on this next record here. But by the way, you know my... I have a digital mixer here, and I don't know how to raise the level. And it's not... I can finagle the mixer one, okay, because both the turntables are in the mixer one that go into the digital mixer. But I have to it's a touch screen, and I don't want to mess anything up. I will soon enough, when the tech comes back here, show me how to adjust it. It has to be a little bit higher. I'm talking as loud as I can, and these are very sensitive microphones here. So anyway, so that's why you hear a. I'm looking at the monitors. I'm trying not to make it too high, but my speakers are close by here. They're right over here. I don't know if you can see it. Well, you can't see it in the shot here if I go to the turntable number 2, because the speaker is like right there and the other speaker is right behind this. So it makes it difficult, you know, because I'm used to having my speakers way down there, and we talked about that. So I don't know. It's just a couple of things I need to iron out here to make it better, and I will do that. So I know my voice is not as loud, but I'm looking at the levels on here. You see they're way up at the top, but something needs to be boosted up on this. I can boost it up here on this the new mark here, because I can do it easily on some of the lower records, but I don't know why that's the case. But anyway, so here you go. We go back to the host here. So, anyway, so let us continue here in 1959. This is a rare record out of Newark, New Jersey. This is on Donald Shaw's Moon record label. Now, the group included James Sims, Aaron Skinner, Charles Skinner, Eugene Stokely, and James Wiggins. Collectively, they were known as the Endorsers. Now, I remember when Greg purchased this record, because this is his copy, so he told me that he was, someone gave him a lead, I'm not going to say who, to the label owner, to call the label owner, and he was interested in buying records. And Greg had to meet him in Newark, New Jersey. I don't know if it was a great part of town, but he did. And the guy wanted I think he was specific. He wanted a cashier's check. Okay. And he had multiple copies of records on the Moon label, the Earth label, and Neptune records. I think those were the three. I'm looking at the wrong camera. You guys are here, not there. They met at a McDonald's, and the guy comes in with a backpack full of records. He actually sits on the backpack and cracked multiple copies of records that Greg had a heart attack. So he was like, oh my God, these are I can't take these. These are cracked records. So the guy was like, I'm sorry, or whatever. But that's where, and he had one copy. I mean, thank God he didn't crack this record, but it was in there. And I ended up with this record. So, but it was my top want. The Soft Tones on CB is my next most desired record. It was funny when George Tomkins says, Johnny, play the Soft Tones. I said, George, I don't have that record. I have some, but I don't have that one. But anyway, I'm happy to own this record here. And I like it a lot. October 1959. Let's give a listen to the Endorsers. This is on the Moon record label. This is Donald Shaw's label out of Newark, New Jersey. The song is called Crying Parentheses Over You. These are the Endorsers. Here we go, folks.
Raindrops from up above roll down my window pane. Teardrops on a broken heart. Gets into the pain. I
Yeah, sounds of 1959 here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Record hound Darren emailed Johnny G. We need to talk about this with the. I can't. There's no levels here. These are like everything is digital. I have to hit the screen, so I can't. It's not like this Newmark mixer here where I can turn the channels. It's something in the digital thing that I have to hit to raise, and I don't know how to do that. But anyway, that was a great tune there. The Endorsers, October 1959 release. That's on the Moon record label. Crying parentheses over you is the name of the tune. As we continue here on the Collector's Corner, let's go back out to Oakland, California. We played a record on Don Barksdale's Jody record label. Well, here's one on the Rhythm record label. The group is called The Lyrics. They were out of San Francisco, California. Played both issues of their song Every Night. Two slightly different versions of that tune, Every Night. Featured William Wigfall on lead. But here is the flip. And they're both the same on the two copies of the records. The flip is the same. But let's give it a spin here. August 1959 release, The Lyrics on the Rhythm record label. The song is called Come Back Baby. The Lyrics out of Oakland, California.
Come back, baby. Come back, baby. Come back, baby, where you ought to be. I need your loving, I need your bat, but when I don't get it, it makes me mad. Hold me, baby, never let me go, but ooh, baby, I love you so. Come back, baby. Come back, baby. Come back, baby, where you ought to be. Ooh, I need your loving, I need it bad, but when I don't get it, it makes me mad. Hold me, baby, never let me go, but ooh, baby, I love you so. Come back, baby. Come back, baby. Come back, baby, where you ought to be. I need your loving, I need it bad, but when I don't get it, it makes me mad. Hold me, baby, never let me go. Bop, shibby-dibby-doo-bop, shibby-dibby-doo-bop, shibby-dibby-doo-bop. Whoa, come back, baby. Come back, baby. Come back, baby, where you ought to be. I need your loving, I need it bad. When I don't get it, it makes me mad. Oh, baby, never let me go. But ooh, baby, I love you so. Come back, baby. Come back, baby. Come back, baby. Come back, baby. Oh, come back, baby, where you ought to be.
What's that got? A mambo feel to it, I gotta say. Those are the Lyrics. William Wigfall and the Lyrics there, August 1959 on Rhythm Records. That's their debut single. Song entitled Come Back Baby. That is the flip side of Every Night. Let us continue. We move into 1960 now as we stop at Columbus, Georgia, as we move into 1960. Featured this group called The Searchers. This is on Donald McNally's Mac Records, and I played the ballad on the last Thursday show called Yvonne, and it was the debut for this singer, Oscar Tony Jr. Of course, he went on to become a very successful soul singer, and the instrumental group backing this group, the Searchers, is called the Kayos, K-A-Y-O-S, and they were the house band at label owner Donald McNally's club called the C'est Si Bon Club, which was located in downtown Columbus, Georgia. And this tune co-written by the lead singer, Oscar Tony Jr. Let's go to December of 1960. These are the Searchers. It's on the Mac record label. It's called Little Wanda, the Searchers.
Yes, little wonder, I love so. No, I never let you go. So little wonder, don't be ashamed. Whenever you can trouble, you can call my name. Yes, a little wonder, stay by my side. No, I wanna love you, I wanna be your guy. Yes, I want you all close to me. I wanna love you all eternity.
That group called the Searchers. The Searchers, they're out of Columbus, Georgia. Out of Columbus, Georgia, December 1960. That's Oscar Tony Jr. Oscar Tony Jr., early side by him. It's on the Mac record label, MAC Records. Little Wanda is the name of the tune, and the flip side was called Yvonne, and that was a record that Joel Scherzer sold me, that record. I think he found 2 copies of it, 2 mint copies of that 45, and sold it to me on the cheap, too, by the way. As we continue here on the Collector's Corner, all rare 45s, if you are a collector of this music, and these are records that you may want to seek out. They're not common everyday records. You don't find them all the time, especially this next one as we head out to California. It's a great 2-sided 45 out of Hollywood, California. Featured Charles Andrea and the High Tones. This is on Tony Hilder's Tory Limited label. And the last Thursday show, I featured Didn't We Have a Nice Time, a tune written by the lead singer Charles Andrea, whose real name is Charles Smith, by the way. He also wrote the flip side And this one produced by Buddy Harper. This was released in April of 1960. Charles Andrea and the High Tones on Tory Limited, and it's called Open Up Your Heart. This is from April 1960.
I love you eternally, stronger each day in every way.
You're mine, and you'll always be my
Sounds of California. That's a nice tune. I like that a lot. Greg charged me a lot of money for that record. I have to say, there you go. That is William. No, it's not. It's Charles Andrea and the High Tones there, April 1960. I think that's a great tune there. I have to say, I haven't played it in a long time. Open Up Your Heart is the name of that one. And Charles Andrea, his real name, Charles Smith. That's on Tory Limited, a very rare record to find out of California. Let's move into 1961 now. Let's head back to Detroit, Michigan, to an early Motown 45. This single is by the Satin Tones. I featured Motown 1006, played their third issue of this on the last show, a song called Angel. But the common side to all three of the releases is this side, a tune written by Richard Popcorn Wiley and Janie Bradford and Robert Bateman. Now, this features James Ellis on lead. Let's go to May of 1961 now for the Satin Tones on the Pink Motown record label. It's called A Love That Can Never Be. These are the Satin Tones.
I love you, and I know that you love me, but our love is a love that can never be. Too late, you've come my way. I promise never to love every day.
means we're through. No, no, I can't hurt her so. My love for you, she must not know. This is a love that can never be. No, 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 our love is a love that can never be. Our love is a love that can never be. Our love is a love that can never be. So darling, kiss me goodbye. Promise me that you won't cry. You know it hurts me so, but we must part because I could never ever break her heart. I love you, and I know that you love me, but our love is a love that can never be. Is a love that can never be. So darling, kiss me goodbye. Promise me that you won't cry. You know it. She's treated me kind so long. Now I can't do her wrong. I love you, and I know that you love me, but our love is a love that can never be. No, 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 can never be. Bye, 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 baby. I'm leaving you. Our love will never ever be. Bye, 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 baby.
That's an early Motown sounds here on the on the Thursday Collector's Corner #2. That's James Ellis and the Satin Tones, May 1961 release. The flip side of Angel, the hardest one I think of the three of the releases of Motown 1006. A Love That Can Never Be is the name of the tune. Let's move into 1962 now. Let's go back out to San Francisco, California, this time to Mary E. Johnson's Skylight record label as the Lyrics return. I featured their on the earlier in the show their Rhythm release, and this one here credits the group as William Wigfall and the Lyrics, and played the intended B-side of this on the last Thursday show. Got to Get Along was the name of it. Now, this is the A-side, both sides written by label owner Mary E. Johnson. Interesting thing, so when Spence brought me this record, I'm looking at the title. I'm like, what is C-O-M-B-A-C? Well, that's... That's supposed to be come back, is what it's supposed to be, but it's not spelled that way. I thought it was like combat, but it's come back, C-O-M-B-A-C. And I don't know if this plays, I don't recall if I use the 78 needle because these presses are horrible sounding, and that's just the way they are. But I don't know if this side is. If it is, I could try it with the 78 needle. Let's see how it plays with the 45 needle. 1962, William Wigfall and the Lyrics on Skylight Records. It's called Come, C-O-M-B-A-C, Come Back. There you go. You don't hear that side anymore. You usually hear the ballads. I agree with Karen Efron. A lot of the collectors that would do their collector shows, they play a lot of the ballads. But listen. When I was younger, I preferred the ballads. I preferred the up tempos. But I like both, and many of my listeners that send me requests, they like both of them too. And we like to get a great mix of the tunes, and that's a rare record too, I have to say. 1962 has William Wigfall on lead with the lyrics, kind of like a Latin flavored tune there. Come Back is the name of that one on the Skylight record label. And I got one more out of the year 1962. We go back to Atlanta, Georgia. Now, Greg would make often trips down to Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know who we saw down there. One of the big dealers down in Atlanta, and he always would come back with a record by the Invictors. This group is out of Atlanta. Had 4 releases on the TPE record label, and the side I played on the last Thursday show was called Where All Lovers Meet. That is their hardest record to find, really it is. But all the songs written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Levi Tony Moon. And let's give a listen to the flip side of that. From July of 62, the Invictors on TPE Records. The song is called That's All Right. The Invictors.
Baby, that's all right.
Down, darling, that's what I'm gonna do. I know that you feel. That's all right. But wait and let me tell you now, I've known you, baby, since you were 16. You were my queen. But now that you've grown up, you think that you're wise. You say you're leaving, darling. Do you expect me to cry? I'll tell you. That's all. That's all.
Yeah, they're out of Atlanta, Georgia. The Invictors there. That is Levi Tony Moon on lead. The Invictors from July of 62. That is, what I say, that was their, I think that were third release. I think it is. Their third release on TPE Records. That's All Right is the name of the tune. Their final release they would record is the New Invictors on the Hale record label. That's another hard 45. Let us move into 1963 now. This is really a very rare girl group 45, as I added this one. I didn't play the flip side of this on the show as we head back to California now. This record out of the Bay Area came out on Harold Andrews' MRM record label. Now, the group is called the Andrettes, and the instrumentation is provided by a group known as the Exciters, and this is the intended A side of the 45. It's a ballad, and Jerry Diaz sold me this, but it's really a rare record. Now, the only problem with this is in the beginning, I don't know if it doesn't skip. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. I guess it depends on how new the needle is, or I don't know, with the needle. But you may hear it, and it's way at the beginning. So it may skip on this. I don't know. But really, the record's in great shape except for that skip. So he charged me accordingly for it. And I don't want to mess around with it because I probably could get it out. But maybe it'll play through. But let us see here. But it really is a rare record. The Andrettes from April 63 on MRM. It's called, it's a slow ballad. It's called He Stole My Heart. The Andrettes. Yeah, rare girl group sounds here on the Thursday afternoon Vinyltreasure show. Those are the Andrettes, April 63 release on the MRM record label. Song entitled He Stole My Heart. Very rare a girl group sound. Let us continue here. And we continue with the flip sides from the last Thursday show. Now, with the help of listener Reed King, we figured out that this 45 is from the Bay Area. And it's also associated with another Bay Area label called Wax, W-A-X Records, and some others. Now, on the last Thursday show, I featured the intended B-side of this 45. It was a ballad. It was called No, I Miss You. But this is the A-side. The group is called the Eminons, okay, which is like no name spelled backwards. The tune written by Melvin Harrison, and more than likely this released sometime in 1963. The label's called GGS Records. This was another 45 that Greg Surik sold me. 1963, the Eminons on GGS. The tune is called Cow Dooley Wah, D-U-L-L-Y-W-A-H. Imagine going into a record store asking for this tune. I would like the Eminons. Do you have Cow Cow Dooley Wah? I want to buy that record for 79 cents. Well, here it is, the Eminons.
Cow cow doodly wop, cow cow whoa, cow cow doodly wop, cow cow whoa. Aha! Oh yeah! You are my cow doodly wop, cow doodly wop. That's what you are. The way you look, dress, walk, talk. My doodly wop is what you are. With your long dark hair, you look so sweet. And when you sing to me, it sounds so neat with my doodly wah is what you are. Although you're only in a dream, I think of you constantly, because the thought of you thrills me so. I'm hoping you'll be real someday. So sweet, and when you sing to me, it sounds so neat with
that's my baby.
My doodly wah is what you are. Although you're only in a dream, I think of you constantly, because the thought of you thrills me so. I'm hoping you'll be real someday. Cow cow doodly wah. Cow, cow, whoa. Cow, cow, doodly wah. Cow, cow, whoa. Cow, cow, doodly wah. Cow, cow, whoa. Cow, cow, doodly wah. Cow, cow, whoa.
Yeah, that's from 1963. That's a doo-wop. We can call that a doo-wop there, the Eminons there. On the GGS record label, Cow Cow Dooley Wah is the name of the tune. Now, Busta Bass asks a question here, and he says that he asked a question. He says that he was curious. What determines the value of a record and thus makes some of them cost in the hundreds of dollars? Well, sometimes in the thousands of dollars. And actually what probably in demand is number one, and sound, because people have different tastes in music. And I know record collecting is pretty much like the stock market. Certain records are always carry value with them. I think that certain records like soul records will always carry their value because there's so many people that like that sound. When you start talking about these early rhythm and blues, early slow ballad sides, a lot of the people that like these tunes, they're up there. They're in my senior class, okay? And I have lots of seniors that tune into the program, and they like those ballads. And the prices have gone down considerably. Like the early collectors, they would never buy a girl group record. They just never liked them. And they just were strictly ballads. Other people like up tempos, but it's what you like to hear, and your tastes will change as you mature, because you may, and for me, I used to prefer up tempos, but now I prefer ballads. And I don't know, that was just a thing. Maybe because when I was listening to on local radio that they were playing, and the hits, you got to remember. You would listen to the radio and you'd hear the record, but there were other stations that played many of these rhythm and blues records. They weren't on your common station, so you had to search for them. And those records were not big top 10 records. They were in certain communities, and sometimes even in local neighborhoods. The DJs that would get, I don't want to go into the payola bit, but they would play records that, their buddies who own these independent record companies would ask them to play, and local teenagers would go and buy the record. You go there and ask for it. So it wasn't in really the mainstream. So now I think it's actually better to promote your song today with all of social media and everything else. And that's why I think this, what I do with the visual and everything else is probably a cool thing, because people can now, they don't have to turn their radio on. They can watch on their phone, or they can turn their TV on, or they can sit at their PC, or your iPhone, or your tablet, and you can watch the show, and it's pretty cool. And I think that's, a lot of people have found out about this music through me, and just passing in the YouTube. And I think I was, what other social media site would be? YouTube has endless people that are tuned into the YouTube site for all different things, for movies and other things, tutorials and everything else. So that's why I say why YouTube is being such a jerk about they blocked the show 3 times last night. It was ridiculous. I had about 90-something people that were 95 people tuned into the program, at least live in the YouTube, because it doesn't register if you're not signed into YouTube. So we had 320 people come to the program today. So, and they averaged about 22 minutes or 23 minutes. That's a good average to have somebody just come by and say, well, I don't like that kind of music. Or, and the way I do the show, at least this show, is I play it by year. So, if you don't dig the early sounds from 1952, you can come in at this time. You're hearing records from 1963. It's hard to do it that way, but I like it that way because it shows the progression of the music. And if you wanted to, I could feature a label or something and do that. But there's a lot of things, a lot of possibilities. And that's how I do the show. And I've always done it that way. And I keep on getting people to subscribe to the program that way. But again, to answer Busta's question, it's impulse and desire and how much money you have available. Because some records you'll never win because somebody, they have a lot of money. So they'd say, well, I want that record. I'm going to win it because I've never seen such a clean copy. And if it's a clean copy of something that a lot of people have paid a lot for the record in lesser shape, you rarely see a record so clean you're going to get it. And records sound better. That's just me. But anyway, I hope I answered your question, Busta. It's all based on desire and availability. So that's how it is. And when the Northern Soul market came into, I couldn't buy any soul records on the internet because the dollar was down and the pound was so strong, so they didn't care. So I was paying triple at one time for a soul record. I says, I'm not paying triple. I says, I'll buy from somebody local. Give me a call and send me a list. Johnny, you need these records? And I didn't want to go haywire because I had limited funds. So I wasn't going to compete with those guys. But I hope I answered your question, Busta. But anyway, let us continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And we got only a few more records to go. I got 4:45s to go. Let's head back out to California here. And on the last show, I featured a girl group called the Francettes on the Kentone record label. The song was called Won't Somebody Want Me? And I said it was their debut single. That was an inaccurate comment. It was actually their third single. And I noticed that the name is spelled 2 different ways. It's spelled FRAN-CETTES and then just one word, Francettes. Plus the lead, Francis Gray, sounds younger on the Bessich, is that the label? Bessich releases. So they have releases on a bunch of different labels, MM Records, Wolfie, Sleeper, Challenge, and Valiant. But this one's a rare one by them. This is their 3rd overall release. It's the B-side of the record, the Francettes here, written by the lead singer of the group. Her name is Frances Gray. From March 63, let's give a listen to the Francettes. It's called... Anything Anything Baby is the name of the tune. These are the Francettes. Here we go.
Daddy, young
anything, Daddy. Hey, yeah, 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 anything, baby. Hey, yeah, 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 anything, Daddy. Hey, yeah, 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 anything, baby. Hey, yeah, 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 anything, baby. Hey, yeah, 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 anything, Daddy. Hey, yeah, 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 anything, baby. Hey, yeah, 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 anything.
There you go, March 1963 release there for the Francettes. Francettes, that's Francis Gray on lead. Anything Baby is the name of the tune. That's on a label called Kentone Records. I think, who showed me? That's came out of the West Coast. That was a Diaz sell to Johnny G. And there you go, the Francettes. Let us continue here in 1963 as we start to wind down here. This group is out of Huntsville, Alabama. It was funny when I played this record. Gary Hendren in Alabama, he says, Johnny, I've been looking for this record for years and years and years, and I live in Huntsville. I never found a copy. So this is a rare 45. And Diaz sold me this record, too. This group called the Viscounts. This is on a label called Starfax Records. Played the ballad on the last show called Wandering. Now, the flip side is Up-Tempo. Now, the writers on both sides of this were L. Shelton and R. Sisk. And they were involved with the very next release, too, on Starfax. Starfax number 1003, which was by Tony and the Chaos. That was from August of 1963. And Tony and the Chaos, by the way, we heard Tony earlier from 1960. Tony was really Oscar Tony Jr. You heard him on the Searchers there, but he also recorded on this label, Starfax Records. This is Starfax 1002, and the lead singer here has a really high falsetto voice. We'll send this one out to Gary Hendren in Alabama, 1963, the Viscounts on Starfax. It's called You're Only Happy, parentheses, When You Hurt Me, the Viscounts. There you go, from 1963, the Viscounts there. Now, there it's called You're Only Happy, parentheses, When You Hurt Me. That one there on Starfax Records. That's out of Huntsville, Alabama. I hope you find a copy of that, Gary, in Alabama. As we continue, 2 more 45s to go before we sign off here. Now, this is a very rare record out of Philadelphia, PA. As we go to Buddy Caldwell's V-Tone Records, this Greg, I don't know where he came up with another copy of this record, but this is really a hard record. Why is that thing so high? My air conditioning is really high. But anyway, this is Jimmy and the Sundials. And on the last show, I featured All About You. Going to have to play that one for Matey Campboy because she requested the flip side. So you're going to hear the flip side of this on Saturday night show, probably the closer. But this one could have probably been featured on my soul show also. This features James Mathis on lead. They had an earlier release on the Gaiden record label. And this one here from April 63, Jimmy and the Sundials with James Mathis on lead. It's called Where Did I Lose You? Jimmy and the Sundials. There you go. That record ever so slightly off center there. I just didn't want to finagle with playing around with centering it there. So Darren, you're going to have to come over here and show me how to center these records here. Darren said there's a way with these turntables I can center the record. That's like interesting. But anyway, there you go. That's April 1963. That one there on Buddy Caldwell's V-Tone Records out of Philadelphia, PA. Jimmy and the Sundials. That's James Mathis on lead. Song entitled Where Did I Lose You? That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyltreasure Show. I'm looking at the time here. Okay, right on time here. So I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for being here and for supporting me and becoming a subscriber. I hope you subscribe to this. And there's a little bell there. You got to click that bell. There's a drop down. You want all messages. That means you will get you should get an email, but you have to register on YouTube. It's unfortunate. You can make up a name. You see all the names I have. Some people come in under their real name, and other people are aliases, but it's okay. I know them by their alias name, but you should do that. And then you can be able to comment, and you can click like and a whole bunch of other things there that you can do. But if you have a request, you can send it to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. That is a contact number for Johnny G. If I have the record, I'll play it if it fits the format of the program. And I will be back on Saturday night beginning at 9 p.m., 9 to midnight with the 1950s show. I play records by year. So if you request a record, and you know that it was released in, some people send me a request, they say, from 1957, and they don't hear it. Well, that means you had the wrong date, because not everything is correct out there. So be careful on what you read and hear. But anyway, so thank you all for being here. And we're going to close tonight, this afternoon's show with another Rare 45 out of Atlanta, Georgia. This is another, so Tony Barcia, this is another record that Greg sold me, and he was interesting because he would know that there would be copies of a record. You see, you can't flood the market. You have to be smart sometimes. If you find 200 copies of a record, you cannot flood the market with something like that. And I remember Pete Yaffe was here when he used to come by, I think when he used to go to the Arbutus show with his brother. So he would stop in and he'd say hello to my parents. He'd stop by and they'd talk, and we'd talk about records. So I showed him a Peter Crawford record, the Peter Crawford record on Sandy. And at one time he said to me, Johnny, I can't tell you how much I spent on that record when that record was unknown at one time, because nobody knew that there were copies of that record. Then all of a sudden somebody finds 200 copies and wants $500 a piece for the records. That doesn't fly. You're not going to sell 200 copies at $500 a piece. It's just not going to do it. It's not going to happen. That record sells now probably for $50. I ended up paying, I think he wanted $1,000. So Greg calls me up and he says, Johnny, do you have Peter Crawford on Sandy? There Goes a Young Girl. So I said, no. He says, well, wait a minute, I might be able to get you a copy. So he calls me back and he says, Johnny, I don't want to get involved. I said, what do you mean you don't want to get involved? He says, here's the number. You can call the guy, because he said to me, will you pay $1,000 for the record? I said, well, how many copies are there? I says, I'm not going to pay $1,000 if there's 500 copies of the record. That's a ripoff. Ain't going to happen. So he said, when he came back to me and he said, Johnny, I don't want to talk about it. Here, call him up. Maybe he'll sell it to you for $500. So I ended up getting it for $500, which was still a lot. So because the record was selling for, I saw it drop down to $300, then it dropped down to $100. Now it sells for $75 or $50. But I mean, eventually they will evaporate and they won't be around. But then it's like, who cares anymore? I mean, I don't know how, I'm 66. I'm going to be 67 in September. I have a lot of people, and the majority of my listeners, I'd say 68% of my crowd is over 65. Okay, but I do have a big chunk in the 40s and 50 age bracket, and even younger than that I do. So I do have young listeners, and I want to bring young listeners to the program and people that have not heard this music before. That's my intent. But anyway, well, I gotta go. I'm hungry to eat something, and I'm doing well. I had to go see the doctor. I really am happy with the results. I was a little worried, but I am really happy with the results, and I dropped more pounds, so I got to be happy with that, right? But not aggravation that I get. But our closer tonight is out of Atlanta, Georgia. This is our closer. This is on Bill Moore's Moon label. On the last show, we closed with this group called the Corvettes, a great record called I'm Going to Cry. That was the intended B-side of the 45. This is the A-side. The group previously recorded as Arthur and the Corvettes, with Arthur Conley on lead, but he left the group by this time of this release, because this came out in February of 1965. These are the Corvettes on the Moon label. Our closer is called You're Blue. Well, Johnny G ain't blue, not today nor tomorrow, but I'll see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. If you missed any of the program, you can see it on the replay. And YouTube has been great with the posting of the show with the chat. But anyway, folks, have a great remainder of your afternoon or evening, and I'll see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Just want to say, everybody, so long. Let's give a listen to the Corvettes on Moon. It's called You're Blue. Here we go.